steps echoing through the room. Jinu observed each one carefully, recalling how powerful they were despite being mere puppets. These figures had nearly killed him before, but now things were different. One of the figures swung its massive sword at him, cutting through the air with a sharp sound. Jinu, realizing he still had access to his inventory, decided to rely solely on his strength to defeat them. As the sword came down, Jinu blocked it with his bare hands, catching it effortlessly. In a swift motion, he grabbed the blade with his left hand, and using his right, snapped it in two. Without hesitation, Jinu gripped the broken piece of the sword and hurled it with incredible force. The shard flew straight at the stone figure, piercing through its temple with precision. Not stopping for a moment, Jinu dashed forward. The stone figure, now damaged, tried to pull the broken piece from its head, but Jinu was faster. He leapt into the air and kicked the shard deeper into the figure's skull with his toes, causing it to shatter completely. Another stone figure stepped forward, swinging its massive axe at Jinu with fierce power. Jinu tightened his grip on his daggers, ready for the attack. With a swift motion, he blocked the incoming strike, the sound of metal clashing reverberating through the air. He quickly countered, slashing at the axe, and in an instant, the head of the weapon split in two. Jinu leaped into the air, the stone figure watching him closely as he descended. As he came down, Jinu dragged his daggers across the figure's head, crushing its skull with precise, devastating force. His gaze locked on the next target. Another figure approached, this time wielding a bow. It unleashed an arrow at Jinu with incredible speed. Jinu dodged effortlessly, the arrow whizzing past him. The figure quickly fired again, but Jinu reacted swiftly, slicing the arrow in two mid-air with his daggers. Without missing a beat, Jinu jumped toward the broken arrow piece, his movements a blur. He kicked one of the arrow halves with brutal force, sending it flying back like a missile. The makeshift projectile struck the stone figure with unrelenting power, causing its head to explode into fragments. The figure collapsed, and Jinu's eyes burned with determination as he continued to face the relentless onslaught of statues. He parried, blocked, and repelled every attack with ease, cutting down the statues one by one. Jinu's heart surged with anticipation. This was the moment he had been waiting for, the challenge that made him feel alive. His movements were fluid, precise, and unstoppable as he wielded the Demon Monarch's daggers, slicing through the stone figures as if they were nothing more than brittle rock. His body, mind, and weapons had become one, turning him into an unstoppable force. With each strike, the statues crumbled. The angelic statue, the one observing from the far end of the room, trembled in delight. It watched Jinu with a sinister satisfaction, marveling at the incredible growth he had achieved as a mere human. Jinu continued to fight, his daggers moving swiftly as he blocked and struck back against the relentless attacks of the stone statues. Their movements, which once seemed like teleportation, were now clear to him. Each step, each swing, he could follow them all with precision. The sound of his blades clashing with the stone echoed through the chamber. Despite their overwhelming strength, Jinu remained confident. Every statue he faced was powerful, but he had grown stronger. A fierce determination burned within him as he pressed on, cutting down each enemy one by one. His focus was unwavering. As Jinu fought, the angelic statue, watching from a distance, seemed pleased. Its smile grew wider, confirming that it had made the right choice. It marveled at the impressive growth Jinu had shown, but it wasn't ready to end the test just yet. Suddenly, a deep rumble filled the room, drawing Jinu's attention. His gaze shifted to the massive colossus seated on a throne at the far end of the hall. The giant figure, which had been still until now, slowly opened its glowing red eyes. It had been waiting for this moment. Gripping the armrests of its throne, the colossus rose to its feet, the sound of stone grinding against stone echoing through the chamber. The sheer size of the colossus was enough to send a wave of unease through the air. With each step it took, the ground trembled beneath it. The entire lair seemed to shake as the enormous figure moved forward, its presence overwhelming. With a sinister grin, the angelic